Alright, we're going to talk about the windmill tower, the water tower, and the water supply for our windmill project. Now, as you can see, I'm putting in the footings for my windmill tower, which is going to be built from these pieces of angle iron, which were actually ripped down a C-channel that was about 8 inches wide. My footings for the tower are actually 4 feet apart, and that worked out to be the perfect angle to match up with the windmill rotation head, and they are spaced out from the water column, which is this black pipe here, and they are right at 33 inches from the water column. Now, the anchor for these is actually two pieces of angle iron that have been welded together in a T. They have a hole in them, and they will bolt to the angle for the tower, and then they'll be connected at the top to the rotation head on the actuator assembly. Now, you can see the green piece sticking up out of my water column. That actually connects to the pump that's inside the pipe. Now, the water supply is actually coming from my cistern. It feeds through this pipe and comes through this valve right here. And you'll notice I have 3 valves, one to shut off all of the water, one to shut off going to the windmill, and then one where I can connect to the other cistern to refill. Now, when the water is pulled up by the pump, it feeds into this pipe and flows into the water tower. Now, the water tower is actually a blue food grade drum. It is stood up on end where the bungs are pointed down. That gives me a nice flat footing for stability, and then that is in turn screwed through one of the, there's actually several of these holes around the rim, and that's screwed into the deck of the tower, of the platform. Now, the platform is actually made out of 2x material. It was actually 3 inches wider on each side, 3 inches wider than the barrel, the drum. My tower actually worked out to be about 4 feet tall. That provides me a sufficient elevation to supply water to the garden, which is way over there. And it just happens to be 3 feet higher than my cistern. Now, as the water comes up through the windmill and feeds across the black pipe here, it goes into this T, and you'll see that it's 1 1/4 inch PVC pipe. It tees down into an adapter. That's a threaded adapter that I siliconed prior to screwing it into place. Now, since I can't selectively turn the windmill off, well, actually I can, but I don't really want to do that. It'll just continue pumping all the time, even if this drum is full. And it's going to fill, and once it's full, it'll continue flowing to that pipe, and then in turn that'll flow back into the cistern. Now, this pipe here has been added as an air vent. I found that I was getting a blockage when we were pumping water into the barrel, and the water, because the air was escaping at the same time the water was going in, we were getting more overflow than we had going into the barrel. And while I'm up here, you'll notice that I've sheathed the drum in what actually is recycled fencing material. This was a 6-foot side-by-side spruce fence. This is recycled 3/4 inch treated plywood. I simply cut circles that were slightly larger than the drum itself on the inner diameter, and then added a second circle and cut those out. Used 3 of them to totally encase for cosmetic purposes only. Once it's completed, I'll have a pointed top so that it looks like an old-fashioned water tower. Now on the underside, I came out of one of the bungs with a 3/4 inch male adapter and into a T, and that T feeds one valve where I can connect a water hose here at the tower. The other side branches into a manifold. The top manifold will feed the garden. The bottom manifold will feed my flower bed. Now the tower itself, the platform, is made out of 2x6